guys, I got another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission, I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition, this new edition, filling positions. Looking at the void in myself and feeling what's missing. Better watch the way you going, better go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain, keep on working, open curtains. Haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for your final version. Whoa. I'm never gonna give up, fall down.
You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to kind of get up on the right side of the bed and hopefully at least 50% of my right mind to kind of share comments with folks and just have the opportunity to produce the Tom Ficklin Show. We've been doing this since 2015, and the voice you heard to intro the show was Harry, and Harry's been with us for several years. But there's been a long history of other hosts on and shows on WNHH 103.5 FM. And I haven't said this in the last 9 months, but Arlevia and Mark are with us. But Arlevia and Mark's, quite frankly, in terms of community radio, this station is it's in the top 10 nationwide in terms of community news and versatility and program diversification and the expert of the host. So it's been a pleasure to be affiliated with WNHH 103.5 since 2015. Today, we're going to talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but not in terms of 1776 or the American so-called revolution. Some ways revolution continues. But livable cities initiatives. You may have heard this term, or you may have seen people with T-shirts with LCI on the back or back of their T-shirt, and you might have seen some of the pop-ups recently. But the Livable Cities Initiative, I was, and Arlevia Samuel was with us, the current executive director of Livable Cities Initiative, and Mark Wilson as well. But I was thinking, Mark and Arlevia, before coming on the show, I think Serena was your predecessor, Arlevia.
That's correct.
And then was it Eric prior to Serena?
Yes.
And I couldn't recall who prior to Eric Johnson. Do you?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but it was.
I don't know.
But it's a recent history, is what I'm trying to suggest. And for the city of New Haven to institute something called the Livable Cities Initiative, one would think that American government and municipal government, you want to make your city livable, separate from having a separate department needed. But I'm trying to give an indirect and a direct shout out to, at some point in the last 15 or so years, we recognize that integrating and manifesting and organizing what a livable city should look like, how we can maintain and sustain a livable cities, that this was a major in my mind, Arlevia and Mark, a major structural improvement in terms of city government services. So we're going to talk about the Livable Cities Initiative, or Arlevia Samuel is the current executive director. And Mark, I have to apologize. I forgot your title, other than being chief cook and bottle washer and protector. But what might it be?
The bowling team captain.
The bowling team captain as well.
Property manager of neighborhood development.
Property manager of neighborhood development. Arlevia, let's just jump right in. There's so much I want to cover, and I'll say right now that hopefully we might be able even to reconvene in the fall or the winter, but maybe 4 times a year or so, because there's so many various departments that you're involved with in organizing, stimulating, and improving. So Arlevia, jump right in, and the mic is yours.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us here, Tom. To discuss the Livable City Initiative and the initiatives that we've actually enacted upon and tried to improve and put out there into the community. Excuse me, to let our community members know that we are here for you. Part of the things that we do, we're most famously known for, I believe, is our housing code inspections, which a lot of people believe that's all we do. But as you'll find out in the next half hour or so, that we do a lot of things in addition to housing code inspections, and we try our best to do those things excuse me, very well. Our whole housing code division does cover housing code inspections for units where if someone calls in about a complaint regarding their living conditions, we go out, we schedule an inspection, and an inspector will go out and inspect the unit, the premises, any common areas for any type of health and safety violations. If there are violations, We notify the landlord. We give them a certain time period to go out and remediate those violations. Or if they do not, depending upon what they are, we have several different measures of recourse where either we will sometimes make the repair and lien the landlord the property. We will refer them someone else to do it. We will offer to relocate the tenants if it's like a really, really bad case where it's just not somewhere viable for someone to be living. And in each of those cases, we will end up placing a lien against the property landlord for them to cover the charges if they don't voluntarily cover them initially. Another form of our inspection is our residential license inspections, which is a proactive program where we require all rental landlords within the city who are renting out 3 or more units where they do not occupy a unit to register with our residential licensing program. And under this program, we seek to know where there are rental units within the city. We do go out and do inspections of the units to make sure those units are also decent, safe, and sanitary. And just to make sure everything is as it should be and tenants are being treated correctly and there's nothing illegal going on as far as illegal units, illegally sized, mistreatment of tenants, those sorts of things. And then we have our Section 8 division under Housing Code as well, where we conduct all the inspections for the New Haven Housing Authority under their Section 8 program.
And Arlevia, we're going to mention this several times through the show, and Mark, feel free to jump in. For folks to kind of, if they want to get more information, just, as you know, I became an alder, just celebrated actually my first year this month, July.
Wow, congratulations, that was quick.
It was quick, but when you're having fun, time flies, right?
Absolutely.
But it occurs to me, and there's been a variety of experiences with being on 7 committees and constituent services, but communication, you can't do enough of it. So how should people find out about LCI or questions they might have? Is there a general place or website that they can go to?
There is New Haven CT, well, www.newhavenct.gov/LCI is our direct website. We do, which I was going to get to that as well. We have an extensive marketing campaign going on. We do pop-ups in a different community every other week. We're in a different neighborhood in addition to any community events that other organizations or agencies are holding. We try our best to man those events as well with our big burgundy LCI tent and table set up and our staff. We try to have staff from each division so we can assist people with questions. We have the advertisement on the New Haven, Connecticut transit buses, which includes our QR code, which if you scan that code, it also takes you directly to our website as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have a neighborhood specialist under our property services division in each of the 10 districts in the city. And each neighborhood has its own neighborhood specialist who is our direct contact between the city and this constituents in the city. So anything going on within your neighborhood or anything going on within the city, the neighborhood specialist should be the person besides your older person or along with your older person. The neighborhood specialist should be the individual who can communicate what's going on within the city to the neighborhood and what's going on within the neighborhood back to the city or point them in the right direction of anyone they may need for any type of services or assistance.
Is there a particular telephone number that they can call, someone can call also, a general number?
Our direct number is 203-946-7090. And on that, once you call that direct number for LCI, it's a phone tree. So if you listen to the prompt, it will take you to which number to press to get directly to which division you're looking for.
I want to quickly give a shout out to the 2 neighborhood specialists that I've had the pleasure of interacting with. Really, I mean, all your neighborhood specialists, I'm sure, are good and productive. And this is not to disparage any of them, but Taylor Monroe and Laura Daniels have been really helpful to me. Have been very helpful. They're new, but they're committed, and that sort of commitment to the job and just brainstorming and being creative is just so refreshing to making an alder's job easier and our residents' job, I think, easier. Mark, let me bring you in just a second. You're on this call. We're going to, again, we talked before the show started to provide backup to Arlevia if things get hot for these next 45 minutes, but you're on the call. Why?
Well, I do, try to provide as much support as I can to my boss, to Arlevia. And also to possibly field any questions that, may pertain to our leasehold program. And I'm sure Arlevia was going to jump into that as well. To kind of list all of the things that LCI does. As she began the conversation with housing code, because I think that's what people know us mostly for. But you were able to just touch on just now, Tom, the neighborhood housing, the neighborhood specialists, how important they are. They are really our ears to the city. So they play an important role as a liaison between the city and the community. There are folks in the community that aren't necessarily computer savvy or don't want to really pick up a phone. They want to talk to someone. They want to have a face-to-face with someone. And that's where the neighborhood specialist comes in, where, they're in the neighborhood. Folks know them, they see them, they build rapport with, their neighbors. And so when they may have a problem, I've always said this, and they will reach out to an alder or a neighborhood specialist before they reach out to police or before they reach out to fire.
Yes.
They'll talk to a neighborhood specialist, which I think is important. And they are really, the rest of our department kind of works around them. It revolves around them because they're our ears and our feet on the ground out in the neighborhoods.
Excellent. Arlevia, and we'll take the deep dive into terms of maybe a few programs, but kind of list your whole menu. I mean, there's like, what, 10, 15 different,
I don't think we have 15 quite yet. We currently have some of our programs are, our community pop-ups, which is letting the community know who we are and what we do. We have our newly initiated security deposit program, which is just doing a tremendously great job at what it was designed to do. We opened that up in September of 2022, and it's been doing amazing since its inception, whereby we provide up to $5,000 security deposit assistance and or utility deposit assistance to someone looking to move into a new unit within the city of New Haven. We also
go ahead.
Okay, we have our energy assistance repair program, whereby someone's making energy efficient repairs to their unit, to their house. This is for homeowners. You got a brochure there. And they can qualify for a loan to grant, which all of our programs are. Well, the security deposit is not a loan to grant, but the homeowner programs are all a loan to grant. It's considered a loan, but after a certain time period and meet the qualifications each year, a certain percentages credited back. So they end up paying nothing as long as they follow the programs and the rules and to keep their property as long as they're for the time periods. Then it ends up being a grant that goes away. We have our it's coming soon. It's actually done. We've been vetting it through the mayor and the different processes and boards and commissions in the city. Is our new below market registry program, whereby we have a project manager, Candace Ben Elohim, who's been working so diligently and so hard and done such a wonderful job of creating this database of affordable units within the city of New Haven. And all the units listed within the registry, they are actually at 80% or below the area median income.
And you're saying people will be able to access that or become aware of it, or?
Yes, it's going to be live on our website.
Tremendous.
We also have our leasehold improvement program under Mark, which is a program which we provide for small businesses within the city, where we provide up to, is it $15,000 now, Mark?
$15,000, yeah.
Up to $15,000 in a matching grant to small businesses to purchase trade fixtures, equipment, anything that will help the interior of their business. So if they need equipment, they need new painting, new walls, anything that's non-structural to help their business either open to thrive or just make improvements for a current business that's been in business already. We provide that that program is available to them as well. We provide, what am I leaving out, Mark? You're up here to help me out. What?
Payment assistance. We have, I think you touched on the down payment assistance program.
Tremendous. Our down payment assistance program, which was initially up to $10,000 grant to people. Now that we received ARPA funding, part of that, one of the programs under the ARPA funding was to increase the down payment assistance program. So whereby the average New Haven resident who qualifies for the program, they don't have to live in it, but they have to be purchasing within New Haven, can qualify for up to $25,000 in down payment assistance. And if they happen to work for the city as well, they qualify for up to $27,500 in down payment assistance, which gives a greater, it's not a huge amount, but it helps with the equity as far as when you're first purchasing a home. Because typically what a lot of people don't know, as far as first time home buyers, when you're buying a house and it's like, oh, you can qualify for FHA, you get a down payment assistance. And it's great because every little bit counts. But what they don't tell you is where you're putting down only 3% of the cost of the house, until you have 20% equity within it, you're paying an additional premium every month for your mortgage and PMI insurance that a lot of people don't know about. So the more equity you have going in, the better your chances of not having PMI or shortening the period of time that you're paying PMI. So that was,
I think the first participant that we had when the program
she topped out.
Yeah, man, what, 42,000?
Because our program, our down payment assistance program couples with the other programs, with other down payment assistance programs, so you can actually stack them. And she ended up with actually, I think it was $47,000 down payment assistance purchasing her home, and that makes a tremendous difference going in, as far as going in with some equity.
Right. And it's forgivable. So that 47,000 over, I think.
Exactly. There's nothing she's paying back.
Yeah.
And that's why I was excited about. I'm sorry, Arlevia, continue, please.
Go ahead. Our elderly assistance program, we have the elderly repair program. When someone elderly, they need something done into their home that they own. Elderly homeowners, we have a program to assist them as well. If they need a new furnace or something, the furnace went out, they need a new furnace or something, the roof is going bad. We have that program as well for them, which is also the same thing. It starts out as a loan, but they don't make any payments as long as they're living there, and it goes away over time. So it's free money. It's a grant. We also have, what do we have else? What else? We provide gap financing to developers who are providing affordable housing within the city of New Haven. We provide home funds to developers to get deeply affordable units within the city, within developments. We partner with our nonprofits throughout the city to help them either acquire, build, or rehabilitate housing, as long as it's for affordable rental units or for affordable home ownership. One of our other programs we do is we actually take some of the city-owned parcels and we develop them ourselves. And we develop these, the majorities have been developed into 2-family homes, but they are sold to one family at a very affordable amount, much lower than the cost of building it. But they're going in, they're buying a home that they can afford at a mortgage that's based solely upon their income. So the second unit, which is a rental unit, is not counted as the income. So if, as they move forward, they have generational wealth, they have equity in this 2-family house, but if something goes wrong and their tenant's not paying rent or something goes south, it doesn't affect their ability to pay their mortgage because that rental income was not included as a mechanism for them qualifying for the purchase, for the mortgage. So that's another program we've been doing, dropping around throughout the city, and we're looking forward to doing our next phase, which is going to actually, we have several next phases. The second phase 2 of Thompson and Winchester and Newellville, and we have 3 houses on Grand Avenue in Fairhaven that we're also putting out the numbers and getting numbers back for to start redevelopment and development on those.
Excellent.
Yeah. We have one on 455 Howard, and we have one on 306 Dixwell as well that are going to be online.
Well, 455 Howard is a community partnership. That's not one of our development projects per se, where we're developing and selling it. It's literally the community group that we partner with, and we're walking them through it step by step and everything. But they're building this beautiful home, and they're gonna sell it to someone within the community. And that's the first of that type, where we're literally partnering with a community group like that. That's not one of the nonprofits in the community who's been a developer doing. This is a very new thing, and it spun off a group from the Hill South. The Hill South CMT group. They created a group, and it was a long process, but it's here, and I think that house is almost done. It's like really close to being done. And we do have some other projects coming up in the future that are not as solid as far as the steps and determination and timelines on them. So those are just coming soon.
And I really appreciate this detail because, again, at the top of this show, you mentioned Arlevia, and rightfully so, that folks might just see you to be code enforcement. But I was really just excited to do this show for people to see the extensive menu and the extensive, really breathing life into the phrase, what does a livable city mean? So I really, it might seem mundane for you as you were just articulating your service delivery, but from a consumer standpoint, many people do not know, and I'm still even learning more about what you're involved with. So I really appreciate your sharing that, and even particularly you just mentioned how innovative and solution driven you are to work with new partners and look at new community groups. So that's an important message for people to hear, that you're it's not just Arlevia's show or Mark's show, but
No,
it's every resident in New Haven show. You can input
absolutely.
on how you guys how we can operate as a true livable city. Mark, just let me jump to you for a second. You my mind goes to in my particular ward, the Whaley Adams Special Services District, and so there are businesses that need to know about you. What do some businesses need to know about livable cities?
Well, like Arlevia touched on our leasehold program. So
Mhm.
if there are new businesses along some of our major corridors or outside of those corridors, we're able to provide some matching loans up to $15,000, as she said, to those new businesses or businesses that have been in existence that may want to kind of maybe add some fixtures or do some interior improvements. We're able to help them to provide a loan up to $15,000 to those businesses. I don't think that people are really familiar with that particular program because we like a lot of our other things that it's just not prominent. As prominent, I should say, is the housing code portion, but we do help small businesses here in the city of New Haven with that program.
Yes.
We have one project manager who hooks it out there. So he is actually walking the street, knocking on doors, going into businesses, introducing himself, providing them with literature to help them to see that we can give them some assistance monetarily. I think a lot of people are a little taken aback when they first hear free money because there's no such thing as free money. And they do have some buy-in, whereas it's a matching grant, so they have to put some money in, but 15,000 can really carry a business. We've helped over 7 businesses over the last couple of years, I think to the tune of about $70,000 in funding. So it's beneficial. People need to take a look at that. And we're trying to get the word out to as many new businesses, old businesses, small businesses, minority businesses as we can to let them know and provide some assistance. And
that same number that Arlevia provided earlier, people can call and then work their way down.
Yes, that tree will, when they get in there, that tree will send them to wherever they need to go. And before we leave this meeting today, I'll give you my number.
Okay, please, you can do it right now, man.
203-946. Should I give them that? No. 203-946-6428.
Great.
946-6428. And they can reach out to me directly for that or for anything for that matter that LCI related. I would be able to help you.
Tremendous. You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show, and Arlevia Samuel, the Executive Director of Livable Cities Initiative, and Mark Wilson are with us, and we have about 30 more minutes. So as the spirit moves you, my major intent and hopeful takeaway as people listen to the show is just to see so much that you're doing, how people can impact, take advantage of it, and also help you with some of your solutions. You live, because you're a city organization and agency, we all live in a political environment, and I've attended a number of the forums and ward committee meetings, et cetera. And I'm just urging people to kind of just separate from who becomes our mayor in November, just realize that there's work to do now, and there's work to do after November 5th or November 7th, whatever that date is. And citizens need to be involved at every level. And the Livable Cities Initiative covers so much. On your neighborhood specialist, you guys have your current list. I gave the shout out. It occurs to me that just even to mention the names, I mentioned Taylor Monroe and Laura Daniels. Do you have? I'm not sure if I have a current list in front of me. I have maybe an old list, but I could read.
We have Taylor Monroe. We have Laura Daniels. Taylor is our Dixwell. No, Taylor's Winchester. I'm sorry. DeAndrea Moore, Brown. She is our Dixwell. Tracy Claxton is Dwight. I'm sorry, she's Dwight. I always can mix Dwight and Webb together because they're so closely attached.
They are indeed.
Laura Daniels, she's Beaver Hills. Raymond Jackson is Westville. Carmen Mendez is Fairhaven. Elijah, oh my gosh, McLaurin, he's our downtown specialist. Rosalie Rosario is the Hill specialist. Who am I missing? Maggie Magali Fernandez, she is our East Shore Quinnipiac. What's the other side? Fox and Quinnipiac, Fox and Boulevard that entire line going from North Haven line over to the East Haven line. That's all Maggie. It really, she does a great job out there in a very huge area. Is that all 9 of them? There's 9 specialists. Did I get all 9?
Yeah, I think you do.
Got Raymond, got Carmen, Taylor, Elijah, Dee Dee, Maggie, Tracy.
Carmen Rodriguez for Carmen over in.
No, that's Carmen. I got Carmen Mendez. Okay. Carmen Rodriguez is the older. Carmen Rodriguez is the older. Carmen Mendez she's in Fairhaven specialist. And all our specialists tend to do a very good job of being out there within the community, being effective, being communicative, attending the community meetings, the CMTs, getting information to the city and back out to the neighborhood and vice versa. And they're out there. It's a daily thing for them. It's hard because they have it's one person per district, and the districts are pretty big. And we just ask that people are patient. When something happens to you, it's personal. It's just about you. It's just me. However, the specialist is one person in a large district with thousands of people within it. So it's thousands of people's issues that are coming through at the same time period. So sometimes it takes more than a few hours or a day or so to get back to everybody to address their issues, but they're on it.
Indeed. Arlevia and Mark, this is your first time on this show, but from time to time, I try to take a relaxed mode and even attempt to make a comment or a surplus comment or even a frivolous comment. But let me get to the point. The thought occurred to me that we might want to do a fundraiser, and we could even bet. I'm thinking, Mark, of a one-on-one basketball competition. Have one person play another person, and we could bet on who's going to win. And I have 2 people in mind to participate in this basketball contest, so we could bet on it, and money could go to a good cause. But I wondered, Arlevia, if you and Tracy have ever gone one-on-one before. And I wonder who would win. You don't have to answer that question right now, but maybe you guys might want to practice up. We might want to do and that's kind of inside joke. I'm not going to, people that are listening that might not know of your basketball prowess or Tracy's basketball prowess. Let's just say that these 2 ladies, prior to the Yukon kind of situation, we have 2 stellar athletes here in New Haven. So just mention that as a community, maybe at one of your pop-ups, where there's a basketball tournament, basketball. I'm just saying.
Does it have to be me and Tracy? We got a few other New Haven, New Haven formatives on the team. In here.
There you go.
We got a few more New Haven ball players on the team.
There you go. I just wanted to kind of plant that seed. I was talking to the chief. Talking to the chief police the other day, and he mentioned that, as you know, the police and fire kind of have their games against one another, in the hockey as well. But at any rate, and I mentioned that in terms
nobody wants to play us.
That seems like a
nobody
challenge.
Wants to play us.
It seems like a challenge, Mark. That seems like a challenge.
The other departments don't want no smoke. They don't want LCI smoke.
I see. Well, let me kind of take up that gauntlet, because I've talked a few weeks ago with Maritza on air, twice, actually 3 times we've had a chance to talk about the importance of public health. And Monday, Carlos for CSA is going to be on this show. So let me kind of see if I can stir up some competition here. So.
We're here for it.
Okay.
We want all the smoke. LCI want all the
fun. We're here for that. That's good. That's right.
We're absolutely engaged.
Okay. Well,
did you not see our trike team, our trike race for the United Way fundraiser back in
You see, Mark, you see what happens when you have a little idea and how people run with it.
That was a big, right? We
did that. We completed. We rode tricycles. I rode a tricycle. We rode tricycles in the race at the field house.
Yes, United Way sponsored. Yes. I didn't know of all the people that participated. And
Team LCI, we here for it.
Okay. Did you guys win? Were you one of the?
We didn't win, but we did win the most fans.
and that's probably the big win.
That was the biggest one because of the support and the morale of my team. We have a team here, and the majority of the team was there, whether they were riding or cheering us on.
And Arlevia, I really sincerely appreciate your emotional response, because in addition to the money, the specific services, the specific team members, creating this sense of this one city that we can have fun and live. What does a livable city mean? A livable city means having fun, enjoying one another, bringing families together, communing with one another. So I really appreciate you're going on record. This is very helpful. We have about 20 minutes. So again, as things come in, that because time goes quickly and things might cross your mind, and we don't have a specific order of structure, but we just want to share and commune. My thought, Arlevia, we had on Dixwell, that just in terms of the livable city's role in making New Haven a better place. So what does that mean, just specifically as an example? Talk a little bit about the Dixwell Avenue, the Monterey acquisition.
We don't want to talk about that, Tom.
But well, you're since I've raised it, and since this is a public, I can speak about it, move on to another subject if you like.
No, it's fine.
Okay. And I want people to understand how contentious, political, to get things done, and your role. It's a delicate dance that you guys are performing, but it's not just a frivolous dance, but it's a structured intervention in terms of the today and tomorrow for what New Haven will look like. And that's why this topic is in my mind, continues to resonate about your significant role in that regard.
Well, Dixwell, as we all know, is a very, very old and prominent neighborhood, which was always a hub, a place, a community for African Americans. And at one point, I know when I was a kid, and we'd always be on Dixwell, my mother, my aunt's house, and everywhere else, and like everything was on Dixwell. You had a dry cleaners, you had stores, you had a doctor's office, the eye doctor, the dentist. Like there was nothing that the Black community needed that was not right there on Dixwell Avenue. And that over the years, that dissipated, and Dixwell became a forlorn spot where not many people want to go through. It's like, oh, it's just a bad part of town. Oh, it's terrible over there, it's run down, and that's okay. Those things happen. But what was most important was to say, okay, it happened, but what do we do now? What steps do we take to bring it back or make it even better than what it was before? And for us, it's a very delicate balance, because I'm from New Haven. I am New Haven born and bred, and I believe it's not my place to make a singular decision on what occurs in anyone's community or neighborhood, including my own. Everything, I believe, should involve community input. But at some point, there has to be boundaries, because you're never going to make everyone happy. Everyone's never going to have the same opinions or ideas on what should occur or what shouldn't occur. So there's always going to be someone upset about how things turn out. And since I came here 7 years ago, initially I was a manager of neighborhood and commercial development. And one of the things that was on my agenda was the revitalization of Dixwell. That has not changed as I have transitioned to the executive director position. There have been a lot of development progress on Dixwell. Some have been done starting from Broadway going up to Webster Street. There have been several up to Lake Place. There have been several developments completed. And now we have this entire block transformation from Webster to Charles Street, which we're looking forward to with Concord, which we partnered with them, assisted them with acquiring all the parcels within the Dixwell Plaza. And they're having a big community event tomorrow to commemorate the plaza and the fact that they're getting ready to start demolition to begin a tremendous project that's going to totally transform that block. That's and right. Is directly across the street from the brand new Q House. So these are things that are really critical parts of the Black community within New Haven. And here they're coming to finally get a new face, and bringing so many different amenities and activities and things of value to the neighborhood. And then if we go up from Charles Street up to the next block, which does contain the parcel you just referred to, which we did back in the fall. I did negotiate a purchase to acquire 4 parcels within that block. Unfortunately, that has come to a halt right now because there's a discrepancy over citations that are owed by the current owner to the city. So that acquisition right now is on hold. It's not moving forward until there's a resolution. But if we skip on to the next block, from Henry Street going up to Orchard, Shelton, Munson, where they all meet, we have 340 Dixwell coming up, a beautiful project that's like just amazing. Like I went inside it's about 2 months ago, I went inside because they've already started putting up the structure and everything. The wood is up and everything. And it's different. I mean, I've been in tons of new developments going up, but it's my first time going into one that's just made out of all wood. Yes. And it's beautiful.
Yes.
And it's not just bringing a new development to a lot that's been vacant for 20 years, but it's bringing affordable units, it's bringing jobs, it's bringing a commercial tenant to an area that's been a derelict lot for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But and with that, they also acquired the property. 316 Dixwell was incorporated as a part of that, and now they've acquired 324 Dixwell, which is going to become a part of that as well. We're currently
Yes.
working on the redevelopment of 306 Dixwell.
Mm-hmm.
We're working with some of the owners of a couple of the businesses of that block to try to acquire and make improvements to make this a whole block transformation.
Yes. Yes.
We own, along with the housing authority, 1 through 9 Shelton, directly across the street from 340 Dixwell. We're actually meeting next week to discuss a future what we're going to do with that parcel, because it's time to do something there as well. And then if you take a right and you go up Munson Street, we have Ashman Canal. They've broken ground. They're starting 176 brand new units, 58 affordable units within their commercial space. Across the street from them, we're not connected with them, but 201 Munson has their new development coming up. Science Park is working on a new development coming up. So there's like a lot of action going on, and all these movements are around improving, not changing anything, not moving anybody out, not gentrification, but bringing in, rebuilding what was there within the community with the community members. Because one thing that's very important to me is keeping the people within the community involved in what's going on and becoming a part of the future of what comes up.
Right. I would give a plug to the Elks Club. We're helping them get their new shop set up just right across the
Which
street.
is at 329 Dixwell, which is right next to our lot at 1 through 7, 321 and 325. So there's a lot of transformation occurring within the entire Dixwell corridor, which is going to be, I mean, I would say within the next give us 4 years, all of these developments should be up and just beautiful and just running in a massive part of the community, in the neighborhoods.
That's right. That's right.
With major community involvement and community ownership within these projects.
I really appreciate your kind of enabling people to take that vision quest that you just mentioned. It's just not a dream quest. It's an actual manifestation. So yeah, I mean, it's so exciting. Yes, as you were talking to Arlevia and Mark, when you mentioned about the Elks as well, given this current political campaign, rightfully so, you have people that are running for mayor that are talking about how we need to improve ourselves. But I was anxious to do this show that's separate from this political campaign. Things are happening, and it's just not things. It's significant things. It's substantive. So I just was hoping that I wanted to do the show so people could kind of not necessarily separate political ambitions from city services delivery, but just see that it's multiple things are happening in a positive way, and for people to be aware and how we can participate. Absolutely. Gary Hogan is our ward co-chair in Ward 28, and really he's so excited about how things are moving in terms of the Elks. And even there's an Armory meeting on August 2nd, the status of the Armory on August 2nd at Hill House High School for people to come. So but they think of the field house of Hill House of Gulf Street Park, of the Friends of Gulf Street Park, and as you say, of Concord and the library and the Hill Health Center and even Leonard Jihad has a space kind of behind the school.
Correct, on Ashman.
On Ashman, and my wife actually participates every Tuesday for the village. The ladies of the village kind of give out food on Tuesdays, and Beulah Land has a food pantry as well. So just understand there's so many ways to get involved and make this truly a livable city for everyone, and just continual improvement. We have about 15 minutes or so. So again, as things kind of cross your mind, maybe jump in.
And this past season, LCI hosted our first annual toy drive, where our team, we all brought in toys and things, and we took them to Catherine Brennan, the students at Catherine Brennan School. For Christmas, we did our first Thanksgiving food drive, which we donated that food. We took it out to the shack, and it was out in Westville. And we did a homeless drive with for clothes, winter clothes, hats, coats, the gloves and things for the homeless, and we took those, donated those to the shelter. So we're doing our jobs every day, what we're getting paid to do, to be a part of the community, to improve our community, the lives of those within our community. But we're also doing our moral due diligence as well. And we're putting in initiatives where we're personally taking accountability and doing things such as these donations and these drives to donate to the public, to people who are part of our community who can need who can use a little boost.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
So, because I mean, at the end of the day, each and every one of us is a step or two away from a different scenario. And so who am I not to give back to those who are in a position that I'm not in? So it's a big thing to me to put those initiatives forth. And I love that my team, it's like everything I pull out, they're like, they jump on it, like they support it. They're like, yes, that's a great idea. And they're here for it.
Arlevia, go down your organizational structure for a minute. Just kind of give a shout out. You might mention 10 names, 15 names, even if you have to mention 30 names. Just so with my being an alder, I've had a chance to kind of meet people on the inside. Right. And
let's see, let me give you LCI. Well, you have me. I'm the executive director. My 4 deputies, I have Catherine Schroeder, who's amazing at my administrative services deputy. Frank Moore does a tremendous job of property services, the vacant parcels within the city, cleaning up the city, city-owned parcels, privately owned parcels, him and our maintenance crew. We got Gary LaRoche, who heads the maintenance team. We got Fred Ferreira, Terrell Smith, Michael Williams. Who am I missing? The other Fred Ortiz, our other Fred. We have our neighborhood specialists, which we've already shouted all the neighborhood specialists out. We have Deputy Housing Code Deputy Director Mark Stroud, who's the Housing Code Division. Under him, we have 2 program managers, Aniko Jones for Section 8 program. Marta is the residential licensing program manager. We have administrative assistant. Sean Goodhue is absolutely a godsend. She's amazing. She does everything. She takes the initiative. She helps everyone out. We have Sumali, who's a newer admin who just began. We have Nicole, who's also an admin up front. We have, who's in the back? Who's back here? Jamila QB. She's also an admin. She's admin for the Section 8 program. We have Evan Tracton, who's under property services. Evan is our acquisition disposition coordinator / in quotations, our web IT guy. He helps out with like a lot. We have my amazing Mark Wilson. I call him my Guy Friday because he helps with everything. There is nothing I can ask Mark to do that he's not just gung-ho, hands-on, all in. I think he knows as much as, if not, is more than about every program in LCI as I do.
Tremendous.
So I got a really great team. We have our team of inspectors. We have Eddie, Roger, you got Eddie, Rick, Javi. Javi's our senior housing code inspector. Chris, Alyssa, our lone female inspector right now. We have who else? Who am I missing? Joe, Ted. Oh my God, Ted's been here forever. Ted's not leaving. Ted's been here forever. We have Terrell. We have Warren. Our newest inspector, Roberto, has just joined us recently. Mike Hammett, Frank Alvarado.
Yes.
We have 12 inspectors currently and one senior inspector. Then we have our project managers within here. We have Jeff Moreno, who heads the leasehold improvement program. Candace Ben-Aline, who is our guru doing the below market registry. We have Arthur Natalino, who does our security deposit program. Debbie Golia, she does a tremendous job with the elderly, the E-Rapid down payment assistance programs. Clarissa Rodriguez. Clarissa, actually, she's a project manager. She works directly with the nonprofits and the developers with the gap financing. Tyree Sullivan, he joined us recently. He's construction project manager under the administrative services division.
Yes.
And John Leahy, he's our marketing project manager who's been doing our marketing, all the marketing you've seen with LCI going on, our coordinating our pop-up events and everything. John's directly responsible for that. Daryl Ford. Daryl's our project manager under the residence license program. He handles foreclosure registration, our database, different things dealing with the residential licensing program. I think, and I can never forget my right hand, my executive assistant, Tasha. She's amazing. And I think I hit everybody.
Yeah. We have a few interns too that are wonderful.
And we do. Oh no, I don't know. We have amazing interns. Our interns are like the bomb.
Yes.
Michaela, she just graduated from Cross. She's on her way to University of New Haven. Go Chargers, you know, I'm an alum there. We have Isaiah. He's going into his senior year at Cross. We have Melissa Smith here from North Carolina. She's up here for the summer intern. And when I tell you my interns are amazing, they are absolutely amazing. Yeah. So we do have a really, really great team here. We try, I'm really big on the team aspect. You know, I've been an athlete and a coach my whole life. So it's very big. It's very important to me that everyone's included in every decision. Everyone has a say, so everyone's voice and opinion or thoughts are valid. I have a suggestion box outside of my office where people, if they can't get to me, they can put a suggestion in the box. Everyone can call me, text me, they walk in my office. My door is always open. And we just try to, you know, keep things on a good, respectful level within and keep people kind of excited about doing the job that we do.
And that stems from Arlevia. So I'm going to give her some kudos, little sis, because that is true. I mean, our team is we thrive off, you know, what Arlevia has provided for us.
Yes.
We get beat up. We take a lot of shots in the community. I'll say that. And Arlevia expects that we all continue to do our job, but no one supports us more than Arlevia. So we know that, like a family, we may take some shots, but when we come back home, when we get back here to the shop, into our office, we know that she's got our back, that she's got, and she covers for us when need be. So that
I go hard for my team.
She sure does.
Excellent.
And that means a lot. That means a lot. And so we all recognize that. And so getting out there, hustling, grinding, doing what we got to do, it's a lot easier when you have somebody like Arlevia that will support you and go hard for you. So,
and I don't expect my team to do anything that I don't do. I'm an inspector as well. I go out, I do inspections. I go out with my specialists. I walk through the neighborhood.
Certified as an inspector.
But everything anybody on my team does, I do as well. Because I don't believe you should be supervising or over any position that you cannot do. And I think it's important as a part of a team, you should also be a team player, not just a coach or a leader. So I'm all in, I'm 10 toes in with my team.
We have five more minutes, folks. So as the spirit kind of moves you with any concerns or questions or just information you want to share with folks, let's just jump right in. I should have perhaps Arlevia and Mark posed this question earlier. You talked about, regrettably, but I think we've expanded on the fact that you guys do more than much more than code enforcement. But mega landlords, that continues to be an issue in terms of people's conversation. And I'm not asking you to mention any particular names of any of the dominant landlords, but what have you experienced? What are some of the tensions? What's your hope-filled aspirations in terms of landlord-tenant relations?
Hopefully there will at some point become improved landlord-tenant relations. The thing is, the one thing I like to clarify is and I get it, you have one person or one group owning a large number of units. However, at the end of the day, one family lives in each unit. And my job here is to ensure that each of those units is safe and sanitary, regardless of who owns it. So I have to treat a landlord with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 units the same way as a landlord with 1,000 units. Because at the end of the day, my concern is not the overall number of units you have, but each individual unit. Each individual unit needs to be taken care of. So I can't make it a bigger priority on a landlord to make repairs just because they own more units. I need the smaller landlord to do the same thing too. So I need every landlord to have a decent, safe, and sanitary unit for their tenants. I need every tenant to respect and take care of this landlord's unit as if you owned it because you live in it. And when I think that's a realization that sometimes lost, is always blame the landlord, but the landlord doesn't live in the unit. So unit conditions, in some times, it is a tenant violation as well. And we sometimes overlook the fact that there are some very good landlords who just have a tenant that's not taking care of the unit, but the landlord's taking a hit because they own the property ultimately. But then at the same time, if you own a large consortium of units, you should have a staffing structure in place to ensure there's a lot of preventive maintenance and things that are ensuring that your units and your property in general, the the shared areas and everything are not in a state of disrepair or not in a state of unsanitation. Like, you should be taking better as good of care as your property as a smaller landlord, but you should have more mechanisms in place to ensure that this is occurring because of the number of units you own. If you own a lot of units, then you should have that staffing in place at every level: property management, administrative, maintenance, where you have a specialist for everything going on, and not just one, but a number of them to match the number of units that you have to ensure that repairs and things are being done in a timely manner, or that the preventive maintenance is being done regularly to prevent those major repairs from happening.
I think that, as she says, that's across the board.
And I say this because I feel qualified to make this statement because I have over 20 plus years of experience in every aspect of property management, development, tax credits, Section 8, like the whole nine. I've done that. That's my background. I've been there and I've done it very well. Therefore, I do feel qualified to make a statement on how a owner should take care of their properties based upon the number of units that they own.
Excellent. We have about 30 seconds and Harry will play the music. Mark, any closing statements? Arlevia, any closing comments?
We are here for you, LCI.
We are.
Excellent. So Arlevia, we're going to work on this game. We're going to work on the competition, a whole series
Indeed.
of having the city departments. I'm not. We didn't even have a dunking contest. I'm not sure Mark can win it, but we'll.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for kind of communing.
Thank you.
Again, what's that general number again where people can kind of find out?
203-946-7090. And please believe and realize we do more than inspections. It's very important for people to contact us, to reach out for security deposits, for rental assistance, for home improvements, all the other programs that we have available. Reach out, look at our webpage, come out to our pop-ups, get the information, do the applications right there in your neighborhood. Just know that we're here for you, and we do have a variety of programs available. And I'm always open to listen to ideas for new programs that we don't have, if it's something that we can possibly make happen.
Tremendous. Harry, that's a wrap. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Tom. You as well.
Possibly see you tomorrow at the Dixwell event, and we'll carry on. We'll carry on.
Sir.
Yes.
As I got another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission. I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition, this new edition, filling positions. Looking at the void in myself and feeling what's missing. Better watch the way you going, better go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain. Keep on working, open curtains, haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for your final version. Whoa. I'm never gonna give up. Fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Cause this is my road. Let's camera action, I'm ready to go. I'm never gonna give up. Fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah.